Whether you are a professional in the print and marketing industry or an amateur photographer, your project has to look its best. The first step for that is to have a good monitor with accurate colors. There's nothing worse than printing your project or sending it to your clients only to find the colors are off because your monitor couldn't display them properly. To avoid that, watch this video till the end because we will be telling you guys about the best monitors you can buy if you are a video editor. If you are a gadget lover and want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. The best monitor for photo editing or video editing that we have on our list is the DELL S2721QS. It is a 27-inch IPS model with a 4K resolution, which means you get plenty of space to work comfortably, and the image is incredibly sharp. It has a simple but sleek design, good build quality, and it comes with a stand that allows for a good amount of ergonomic adjustments. It handles reflections well, and it gets bright enough to combat glare in most settings. It is best suited for those working in the sRGB color space, as it has full coverage. Its Adobe RGB coverage is good, but it might not be good enough for photography professionals. Color accuracy is just okay out of the box, so you may need to calibrate it before doing any color critical work. It has a pretty good response time for a 60Hz panel if you want to game on it, and it also supports VRR to reduce screen tearing. Unfortunately, there are no USB ports, but you do get built-in speakers. In addition, it has a picture-in-picture, picture-by-picture mode that lets you display two input signals at once, which is great for those working on two computers. Overall, while its lack of USB-C input might be disappointing for some, it is a great monitor that most people should be happy with. The best monitor for photo editing in the Adobe RGB color space is the GIGABYTE M27Q. It has full coverage of the common sRGB color space and is among the few monitors we have here with near full coverage of the Adobe color space. Even though it is a gaming monitor, it offers versatility in a wide range of uses and comes with useful extra features like picture-in-picture and picture-by-picture modes. It has a large 27-inch screen and a 1440p resolution that results in sharp text and images. It also has a high 170Hz refresh rate and a quick response time, so fast-moving content looks exceptionally clear. Color accuracy is fantastic right out of the box, so you may not need to get it calibrated to enjoy an accurate image. Gradient handling is also superb, and there is no color bleed either. It also supports HDR10, which is great if you work with HDR content. That said, while it does have a wide color gamut for HDR, it doesn't get especially bright to bring out highlights in HDR content. Unfortunately, the contrast ratio is mediocre, resulting in grayish-looking blacks. It has a BGR subpixel layout, which can affect text clarity in certain programs, but we don't expect this to be an issue for most people. Luckily, you should have no problems working in a bright environment, as it has decent reflection handling and gets bright enough to overcome glare. Overall, this is the best monitor for editing content in the Adobe RGB color space. The best monitor for video editing and photo editing that we have here in a 32-inch size is the GIGABYTE M32U. It is an impressive 32-inch 4K monitor with a fast 144Hz refresh rate. The large, high-resolution screen makes it much easier to see more of your work at once, and the high pixel density delivers sharp images and clear text without having to zoom in. It has wide viewing angles and okay ergonomics, so you can easily share your screen with someone else. It has great accuracy out of the box, with excellent color accuracy and great white balance. It has an excellent SDR color gamut, with complete coverage of the sRGB color space, but its coverage of the wider Adobe RGB color space might disappoint some users. It also supports HDR if you choose to master in DCI-P3 and Rec 2020. It can display a wide color gamut, but overall, its coverage of HDR color spaces is just decent. Unfortunately, like all IPS monitors, it has low contrast and the local dimming feature is terrible, so it's not a good choice for a dark room. Despite these flaws, it is an impressive monitor overall that should please most users, and it is the best 32-inch monitor for photo editing and video editing. The best monitor for photo editing with an ultra-wide screen is the ASUS TUF Gaming VG34 VQL1B. It is a great monitor for media creators with a large, high-resolution screen, good text clarity, and great accuracy out of the box. Its VA panel delivers excellent contrast, and the unit we bought has okay black uniformity. It has outstanding gray uniformity and superb gradient handling, so you don't have to worry about dirty screen effects or banding. It has an outstanding SDR color gamut with nearly perfect coverage of the sRGB color space, and excellent coverage of the wider Adobe RGB color space. It is also good for HDR content with outstanding coverage of the DCI-P3 color space, used by most current HDR content. Visibility in bright rooms isn't an issue, as it has great peak brightness and SDR and good reflection handling. Unfortunately, curved, ultra-wide monitors like this one aren't perfect for everyone, as the curve makes it difficult to judge straight lines. It also has narrow viewing angles and limited ergonomics, so it is not ideal if you often share your screen. If that doesn't matter to you, this is a great monitor for media creators. This 31.5-inch screen is notably larger than a 27-inch model, yet the ultra-thin bezel keeps the overall size from being too intimidating. While the 4K UHD resolution maintains pin-sharp image quality, despite the pixels being spread a little thinner than on a 27-inch 4K screen. Around the back, there are DisplayPort, Mini DP, and dual HDMI inputs, as well as the practically ubiquitous USB 3.0 hub. The 350 CDM2 maximum brightness rating is typical for an LED backlit panel, while 5 millisecond response time, gray to gray, and 178-degree horizontal and vertical viewing angles are respectable. Distinctive features include an HDR mode and a 1300:1 contrast ratio. On the negative side, there is no preset Adobe RGB mode, and ViewSonic only claims 77% coverage of the full Adobe RGB gamut. Image quality looks a little dull when using the sRGB preset, which locks out any brightness adjustment. Color accuracy is good, but gamut is a little lacking for the Adobe RGB color space, and brightness uniformity could be better. Overall, however, image quality is very satisfying, and once you step up to a screen of this scale, you might wonder how you managed with anything smaller. If you want the ultimate photo editing monitor that is tailor-made for the Mac, well, there is no escaping the Apple ecosystem. Yes, this display is absurdly expensive at $5,000 with no mounting hardware, but its combination of 6K resolution, VESA HDR 1000 performance, 100% DCI-P3 coverage, and absurd 1600 nit peak brightness make it one of the best photo and video editing monitors on the market, period. It is called Best for Mac Lovers, and the Pro Display XDR wins that title because of its seamless integration with its mother operating system and its distinctly Apple-esque design. There are no controls whatsoever on the display, and as a result, all of its settings are controlled from within the macOS display settings. From there, you can change scaling, adjust brightness, configure settings like night shift and true tone, and select from the many presets Apple built into the display, including photography, HDR, digital cinema, and design and print. The Pro Display XDR is hugely expensive, but there is no denying the quality on offer. So, if you are an Apple-based creative who needs world-leading quality for your video or images, there is nothing better. So guys, if you are in the market for an editing monitor, we hope these recommendations have brought you closer to finding your perfect match. Links to all products can be found in the description. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and thank you so much for watching.